I was 24 years old when I found my biological mother, Terri. For 20 years, it has been drama.
You better get out of my face, woman. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, get out of my face. Get out of my face and go sit down right now.
Then Terri will attack my sister.
Shut up!
She's always mad. She's angry, and I don't know what she's angry about.
Yeah, because you think we attack you. You sit there and tell me I'm a brat. That
You are a brat!
She is not a brat.
Yeah, she can be pretty mean to me.
She can send me messages that are the meanest things you've ever heard somebody say. I will get a message that says, I hope you drown. I hate you.
She'll say crazy things. I'm a brat. I think I'm better than her. She thinks the worst of me. I just remember being really little. She pulled me by my hair, but I was sitting in a hamper, and all I remember is her pulling me by my hair down the hallway.
Terri is an alcoholic.
Drinking's a lot of her problem.
Terri is drinking at least 2 large bottles a day of wine. And apparently, Terri is mixing the Xanax with it.
A week ago, my mother moved into the home, and that's actually when I realized how bad her drinking was.
You're killing me. I'm too old for this.
You're the one that starts everything.
Really? You don't, you little brat.
Brat.
If she's drunk and you make her mad, she's gonna tell you what she thinks.
Shut up.
You shut up.
That's my sister. And that's my daughter.
You're right, it is. Treat her with a little more respect.
She's been a fairy tale of mine my whole life, and she's turned out to be nothing but a nightmare.
Okay, it's good to meet you guys. I'm sorry that things aren't going smoothly. Why did you want to find your mother? I mean, what need were you seeking to meet?
Kind of finding out who I was, where I came from. You know, I needed the feeling of, who am I? You know.
Healthy question, reasonable question. Has that been answered for you?
Sadly, it has. We are nothing alike. We are, and it's hard to watch.
Well, you'll have to excuse me about this because all I know is what I'm seeing.
Right.
And you do seem to be behaving somewhat alike.
Yeah, I know.
How'd you feel about meeting Sis here?
Well, I always knew about her. It was just kind of weird. I was shy, and didn't really know, and then we just really connected.
Yeah. Y'all had a connection, and then there was like a 10-year break in there. Why the 10-year break?
Terri would send me actually, she would call me because there was no cell phones back then, and she would leave horrible messages on my answer machines. She would tell me that I've ruined her life. She wishes that she would have aborted me. It would have been easier for her. Blame me for her life being ruined. And she'd leave these on the answer machine for my children to hear, to the point of where we had to turn the answer machine volume down.
So for 10 years, you don't see her?
Yep. My husband got on the phone. She had called one night, and she was really, really drunk, and she was just saying the worst stuff that you can imagine. I mean, the meanest things. And he got on the phone, and he said, don't ever call my wife again.
Right.
And that's whenever he handed the phone to me, and I said, you've been a fairy tale of mine my entire life, and you've turned out to be nothing but a nightmare.
Okay, I'm gone. 10 years later, think I'll do that again.
No, it was actually my mother and I it was Christmas time, and they were at my house, and she said, have you talked to Terri lately? And I said, when hell freezes over. And she said, Rhonda, you weren't raised that way. She said, if something ever happened to her, she said, you would feel bad the rest of your life. And so I sent her a Christmas card with my address and phone number in there. And that's when my aunt called me on the phone and said that Terri has been sober for 2 years. She is going through a divorce, and she has a job. And she said she'd love to talk to you again. And I said, okay. And from that point on, and when I talked to her then, it was great.
And now your mother thinks that she's the mastermind creating all this trouble and brainwashing you.
It's probably because I'm finally to the point where I don't know if I want a relationship with her anymore. Because it's this cycle. We'll talk for 2 months, and then I even think, I'm like, when is she gonna start sending mean text messages? So it's like I'm just tired of dealing with it. So finally, I'm just like, maybe we can't have a relationship. I'm done with this. I don't want this life with you anymore. And so I finally in May blocked her because we had this crazy argument. A couple of days later, she'll say sorry, like always, and I always forgive her. And so I think with me finally standing up to her, she thinks that it's because Rhonda is like, I'm different. She says, you came down here, you have this attitude now. You think you're better than us. You have a family up there now. You left your family here. It's irrational thinking. Absolutely.